Globalization is the way that local or national ways of doing things become global, that is, done together around the world. It is about economics or trade, technology, politics, and culture. The activity of buying and selling or exchanging goods and/or services between people or countries. The digital revolution refers to the advancement of technology from analog, electronic, and mechanical devices to the digital technology available today. Terrorism is a form of warfare typically used by a smaller and weaker opponent of a larger and stronger enemy. One of the reasons why globalization has had a positive impact on the developed and developing countries is because of the inward investment. Another reason is that people share their ideas in different religions and cultures. It also has an impact on humans because it raises awareness in our daily life with things that happen far away from you, and it also makes people more aware of problems like deforestation and global warming. Some examples.
The concept of globalization and the potential benefits aren't hard to understand. By eliminating trade barriers in an honest manner, everyone could theoretically win. 1. Poor countries would receive a significant influx of capital, as international companies take advantage of the lower wages, and in time, this could even lead to a gradual eradication of poverty. 2. Those who live in rich countries can take advantage of greater product variety, as well as better prices thanks to imports. 3. The world would move towards a more efficient allocation of capital, based on whatever it is each country can produce better than others. If a country cannot produce, let's say, clothing in a cost-effective manner, it can simply import clothes and focus on the products it's better at making. Unfortunately, things haven't exactly gone as planned for several reasons. 1. Most countries don't practice what they preach when it comes to being fair. For example, rich countries which encourage poorer countries to sell them resources, but discourage them from selling actual high value-added products. 2. Everyone wants to game the system by artificially weakening their currency to boost exports, subsidizing industries, and so on. 3. Whenever something's wrong with the economy, local politicians and citizens love blaming globalization. It sure beats looking in the mirror. The end result is that more and more people claim globalization doesn't work. However, is what we have today truly globalization or just one big masquerade?
It's an organization for liberalizing trade. It's a forum for governments to negotiate trade agreements. To improve the standard of living of people in the member countries, to ensure full employment and broad increase in effective demand, to enlarge production and trade of goods, to increase the trade of services.
Welcome to the Investors Trading Academy Talking Glossary of Financial Terms and Events. Our word of the day is World Trade Organization. The World Trade Organization, WTO, is the only global international organization dealing with the rules of trade between nations. At its heart are two WTO agreements negotiated and signed by the bulk of the world's trading nations and ratified in their parliaments. The goal is to help producers of goods and services, exporters and importers conduct their business. The WTO was formed in 1995 to enforce the regulations established by the General Agreement on Tariffs and Trade, GATT, NPT, and several other international trade agreements. Composed of representatives from 150 nations and observers from additional nations, it regulates international trade with the goal of helping it to flow as smoothly and freely as possible. Advocates praise the WTO for helping to create an increasingly global economy and bring prosperity to developing nations through increased trade. Critics, however, assert the industrialized nations such as US, Canada, and the countries of the European Union have used the WTO to open trade with developing nations while disregarding these nations' environmental and labor-related practices.
Established in 1973 in Manhattan, along with the Twin Towers on April 4, 1973. The World Trade Organization is conformed by 86 countries. An advantage is that organizations can stimulate business growth in these marginalized areas by outsourcing their services such as call centers, data processing, and other professional services. One of the disadvantages is that the information age allows evil to spawn and grow at an alarming rate.